So many stories on this Monday morning. We certainly don't have time to cover them all here, but I will give you a rundown on some of the top stories. And then if you'd like to hear more, I do have a 30-minute version that I email audio only to all of my subscribers, and something you can download early in the morning because it does get there at 5 a.m. to your inbox. You can put it right on your iPod or whatever other device and listen to the news on the way to work. There was a hit and run on Saturday in which a Fairbanks woman was seriously injured. They do not have a suspect in custody at this time. They are still looking for information. If you saw it or you know anything about the suspect's vehicle or the people behind it, please contact Fairbanks Police. Snowmachiners were rescued from western Alaska's tundra after being stranded for several days. That'll be the topic of my commentary today about how going out to the sat phone is not being prepared. Also, there was a man's body found in Kincaid Park in Anchorage this weekend. They're saying it's not considered suspicious. They're saying that his body had only been there for between 8 and 12 hours. Nenana musher Jessie Holmes won the Kobuk 440. There's still some dog mushing going on out there. And the Juneau Chamber of Commerce officially supports ride-sharing companies in the capital city. There was a UAF student who was seriously injured in an ATV incident at Arctic Man. And there was also a trooper and 2 other people that were injured in a collision on the Glen Highway over the weekend. Also, apparently almost 80% of Anchorage did not vote in the Anchorage municipal elections last week. They look at some of the reasons why, and most of it comes down to they don't believe people knew there was an election going on. Looks like the legislative session will, in fact, extend past the voter-approved 90 days. And there's also a story noting that suggested cuts in the state budget bill are going to target 2 pioneer homes, one in Juneau and the one in Palmer. Looks like the one in Fairbanks is safe. The pioneer homes, this is where the old folks, basically nursing homes, this is where those who cannot care for themselves anymore are taken care of at the pioneer homes. These are people who put in their time in Alaska. These are people who maybe don't necessarily have the money set aside to be able to care for themselves because they put all of their time and effort into building in Alaska. For the rest of us, they're being put out of the pioneer homes if these budget cuts come through. Maybe we can talk about that at some point, maybe similar to going out into the wilderness without anything but a cell phone. Also, it looks like there was a shooting in Anchorage, this time at a strip club. Call came in early Saturday morning, so that's Friday night. And after the call of shots fired at the Great Alaskan Bush Company, a man showed up at the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There was a surprise visit on Friday when the Anchorage area was visited by the Chinese president. And the governor had a nice little talk with him. Also, we see that a Kipnuk man has been arrested for making terroristic threats at a school. And the Aces, the Alaska Aces hockey team, apparently their dream died on Friday in front of a sold-out crowd. They lost, and the next day the franchise was closed. And public radio here in Alaska topped the Pick, Click, Give. Among their top 10, it looks like it was the top of the list in terms of how much money people gave. People gave more money to public radio than they did to the soup kitchens. That's what we've got for our Alaska News today. Make sure you check out becoming a subscriber because the subscribers get that 30-minute version delivered right to their inbox every morning at 5 a.m. RadioFreeSpeech.com.